What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 178. On today's episode, we're going to recap the trades of the day and also get to the top 10.
A post-trade deadline top 10. Let's go.
Let's go. Enjoy. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother co-host Angel. Happy Election Day. Happy Trade Deadline Day. How you doing?
Good. It's a big day for America. Big day for American football fans. A big day to be in America.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. Hope you took time today to go out and vote, exercise that right. And then also, I hope you had time to repeatedly refresh Twitter.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I had my Twitter notifications set on loud all day. I was like, oh, here we go. And it was it's a pretty active trade deadline.
Give your grade for Trade Deadline Day.
Are we doing like just today or the full completion?
Let's do just today.
I'd give it a B.
Yeah, I think I give it a solid B.
It was active, wasn't huge, but it was active.
I think you factor in the wide receiver trades that already happened. Cooper,
then
Hopkins.
It's an A.
Yeah, it's an A. Yeah, I think so. It
Great
was a
day.
solid trade deadline period. Over at the producer's desk, single barrel action. Registered Packer owner Gabe Tovar holding it down today. Prayers up for AJ. 6-5 on a good day. He's not feeling too well, so he is chilling at home, and we will see him maybe later this week, maybe next week. Who knows, but feel better. AJ, episode 178. If you're following on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for not unfollowing us after giving our takes on the election and the different candidates.
Give a take.
And we were pretty... I hope we didn't offend too bad, but if we did, you probably shouldn't unfollow anyway, because I don't see it changing.
Yeah, and you probably should come to us for election advice. Like if we're your
I got it. If we were your swing vote,
yeah,
because that's an election term.
Yeah. Do not come to us if we are like your political. What's the word I'm trying to look for?
I don't know. I have no idea. I thought swing vote nailed it, but you're still trying to get it.
I'll find it after the show. Watch. I already know it.
Always valuable. Election's going on right now. It's 6:30. We're trying to get this recording done. Not too long of a show today. We are going to get into the trades that happened today. Angels Heavenly top 10. We missed a week, so I have no idea. I haven't seen your list. I know you sent it to me earlier. Did not look at it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Luckily enough, I made a list last week, and then for whatever reason, we didn't.
That probably helped.
Yeah, and then I was able to build off 2 weeks of information, and it's from 2 weeks ago. It's a big change. Big change.
If you listen on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks for joining the audio version of the podcast. Like, subscribe, leave a review, all those things. That, of course, is brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. Go check them out. Cool group of guys just doing what we're doing. Guys who just love football, super fans. Some beat reporters, some like legit journalists. Sometimes I'm in like the group chat with those guys. I'm like, I don't belong here.
Angel, what's that saying you always say about dudes or
just guys being dudes?
Love that.
Yeah. That's not the vibe. I love that saying too, but that's not the vibe. This is like journalists being reporters.
Yeah, some men being reporters. Yeah.
That took all the fun out of it, man.
Yeah, well,
Instagram, X, TikTok. Find us on those. Search @Bench Show to follow us on all those different platforms. A lot of things going up. Clips from the show, all sorts of stuff. Follow the show between the show on any of those platforms. Check out benchshow.com, home of the Bench Beat, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. All right, boys. We're in November.
Baby,
yes, we are.
Yeah, we sure are. I feel like November just... Snap your fingers, and it's here.
And then the time change comes, and then it's really like, okay, this is holidays.
Is it getting darker sooner?
It's like dark by 2 o'clock.
Is it darker at night now? Like
the nights are darker.
Are the nights dark?
The days are shorter.
What's happened?
We grow fatter.
Like all the
winter's coming, my friend.
Winter is coming.
It's also much colder.
It's cold. It's cold.
That happens so fast.
I mean, if you're listening across the country, you're like, it's not cold. It's like 7 degrees over here.
Yeah, seriously.
It's cold. I'm wearing a hoodie.
It's going to dip into the low 50s.
Like, this is ridiculous.
There's like parts of the country now where it's like they already have snow and stuff like that. Like
that's
it's odd.
Let's get into the news. All right, the news is brought to you by HUEGA House Hats. Go check them out. I'm wearing mine backwards, so you can't see the logo, but this is an awesome hat. I bought from them right away. Angel has one. I know AJ has a couple on order. Gabe, gotta get you a HUEGA House hat, man.
You know what? I don't know why. I mean, obviously, I'm not a part of the dad gang quite yet, but I don't know why I don't have any of this merchandise stuff. Christmas list, my friend. I'm putting this on camera. Christmas list. I want something.
I mean, can you like the moment we've signed up with HUEGA House as a
Oh yeah.
sponsor or whatever?
I legitimately love their hats.
I was like, I'm buying a house right. I'm buying a house. I'm buying a hat right now.
Use our code to get 15% off HUEGA House hats. Let's jump to this news, boys, because it was a
heavy.
It's been an eventful couple of days.
Yeah.
Now, trade deadline wasn't too heavy, but there's a lot of things around trade deadline that I think pretty substantial. Let's start here. Ari Merov. Well, it's actually per Adam Schefter here. The Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen. Never had a winning record. Started this season, 2-7 or whatever they are now.
Started 2-0, and now he's 2-7.
Yeah.
God.
If you're a Saints fan, you no longer have Dennis Allen or your top cornerback. It's been a rough couple days for the Saints. Also, a lot of people are hurt. It's just this team was at once upon a time like, wait a minute.
And your quarterback is also like hated by the world right now.
Yeah, ex-players was Michael Thomas. Going at your current.
I even saw a couple of the Saints fans today just going at him hard.
It's a rough time to be a Saints fan.
Yeah, Saints. They should have been selling more. There's a lot of guys on that roster that they should have sold, but you got the most for Lattimore. We'll say that later. But Dennis Allen being fired is 2 years too late. This should have been. You missed out on so many head coaches because you stuck with Dennis Allen. I mean, now at least now you have the Ben Johnson, the Bobby Slowicks, the Vrabels.
Yeah, you got a shot at a good coach this offseason.
And maybe you throw the bag at Belichick, say you have full control.
Would you rather just go?
Well, it's the Saints.
An option.
It's the Saints. They're not a good franchise.
You probably will have a decent draft pick.
Decent draft pick, new head coach, new quarterback, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Team that won of a new quarterback, the Dallas Cowboys. They won't have a new quarterback next year, and they'll have a new quarterback next week, though. Next week, probably Cooper Rush is going because Dak Prescott is going on IR with hamstring injury. He'll be out. If you saw this injury happen, it just happened on a drop back. Like he dropped back, planted. There goes his hamstring.
Yeah, it's looking bleak in Dallas too.
It really does.
Cooper Rush, I mean, he's a decent backup. He's not.
Yeah, he's a nice back.
Yeah. He's not like people are gonna dog this for happening. Yeah, it sucks that Dak got hurt. He's better than most backups. He's solid.
CeeDee's also hurt shoulder. We'll see if he plays.
Yeah. Apparently it's not bad, but he's hurt. He's not. Now he's playing hurt. So
he's injured. They didn't add anyone at the deadline as far as a lot of people thought they'd add a running back.
No, they did add a wideout. We'll talk about later.
They added a wideout.
Impactful.
We'll see how that goes. The Cowboys, man. Eagles play them this week. Honestly, it's a trap game now. It's like they're so bad that I'm afraid
they might actually win.
Yeah.
They're starting Cooper Rush, Rico Dowdle.
I tell you what, if you remember last time Cooper Rush got the start because Dak got hurt last year, like he does pretty much every year. No one ever talks about that. But there was some calls for hey, Cooper Rush might be the guy. If Cooper Rush goes in there,
stop.
Where the vibes are so bad this year, and he just sparks something. No, absolutely.
They just signed
Cowboy
Dak
fans.
to a huge deal.
I'm not saying it makes sense. I'm just saying that Cowboy. We're gonna hear it from the Cowboy fans because it's been so bad that any little glimmer of light, they're gonna jump at it. You agree with me, Gabe?
1,000%. And especially this too. If Cooper Rush goes in there and beats the Eagles, it's who really cares about that? It doesn't really mean too much. And if you even, and I'm talking to you Cowboy fans now, if you even have the stones to come on the show and say, well, look at this, check it out. We won with Cooper Rush. It's relax. Unlike the Saints that are going to start over after next year, you guys are stuck with the system, with the vibes you have right now for years to come. So good luck, Dallas.
He's talking right to the camera.
Straight at the Cowboys.
God, he's right to the camera.
Jeez, we have none of them.
We lost a lot of subs right there.
None of them left.
Jeez.
The 49ers have designated running back Christian McCaffery to return from IR.
All right.
I guess CMC is going to come back. Listen, they're only at 4-4. They're getting a little healthy. Unfortunately, so are the Rams.
I was going to say, it's crazy. The Rams
Cardinals
are right
are
there
looking
with
good.
them.
Seahawks still
They lied
plummeting.
to us. They lied to us.
They're last place.
But listen, you got CMC back. They got a chance. They got a chance to win this division.
You have a chance at the division. That's crazy.
Yeah.
For as hurt as they were, if you were to say at the beginning of the year,
and for as bad as it seems.
Yeah, if you were to say at the beginning of the year, CMC will be hurt, Ayuk will be out for the year, Debo will have pneumonia, and you'll be in week 10 still be able to win the division.
Yeah,
that's a great sign of a weak division. Yeah, but everyone was hurt.
Credit Shanahan. Credit the running back who filled in for CMC,
Jordan
Mason. Yeah. Full disclosure, we just got stumped on Jordan Mason's name, and
I knew it started with an M though.
Reshot this part. Gabe thought it was Marshall, and he just threw out one name.
I just remember the last name.
Marshall?
I remember the last name.
Either way, credit to him, credit to Brock Purdy, credit to, I guess the defense hasn't played that well, but just
Staying
props
alive.
to the organization for staying alive, man.
Also, some of this is just the division was just average. That's why they're able to stay. And the division is a 500 division right now.
He refuses to give any credit to Brock Purdy.
They're 4-4 and they're tied for second. Like, that's great. That's easy. Broncos
Brock
first
Purdy
place.
kept them afloat.
No.
I get what you're saying with the division, but you do have to manage the job to
becoming
stay
personal
there.
for you.
The stranglehold that the Seahawks could have had on this division, starting out 3-0.
Yeah.
If you would have just gone 500, you would have been a 3-game lead.
Wouldn't you say now? I'd probably put my money on them last. Like they're probably.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd vote the Cardinals before.
They're 4-5 right now, right? If you would have literally just won 2 games, you've been what 2 or
yeah,
6 and whatever, and you would have had a
5-6. Yeah,
you would have had 3 or 2 game lead on the division. Like, shame on the Seahawks.
I wasted it.
Yeah, so the Seahawks are at 4-5.
Sheesh.
The Niners at 4-4, Rams at 4-4, and the Cardinals at 5-4. So, yeah, this is kind of becoming a hot.
Anyone's
division.
division.
Anyone's
that
division.
should be fun down the stretch, especially since now they're going to start playing each other.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. Moving on here, Broncos are trading pass rusher Baron Browning to the Cardinals for a late round draft pick. Not much here, but Cardinals strengthening their pass rush. Do you want to tell us a little about Baron Browning?
Yeah, he got buried in a depth chart because we have 2 guys that we really like there. He's a good pass rusher. This is his last year of his deal, so a chance for him to prove that he's worth some money, and a chance to have better playing time. So yeah, this is a win-win. And the Cardinals are fighting for the first place in their division. So like we just said,
they're buyers. Yeah. The Rams are trading Tre Davious White, who just I guess no one wants, to the Ravens. He was likely going to get cut. Baltimore decides to swap 7th round picks to make sure they secure him. This guy's value has just plummeted.
he used to be the best in the league.
Swapping 7th round picks.
That's just nothing. That's
Between-
like
even
between
mean?
the Rams and the Ravens. That's going to be like 4 or 5 spots
in the 7th round.
in the 7th round.
I mean, the name's good, but I'm not sure if the talent is there still. But it's good for the Ravens. Just take a shot. See if you can fix them.
Yeah, surprised for the Rams to get anything from him.
Yeah.
That's good for them. The Bears are getting a 7th rounder for Khalil Herbert, sending him over to the Cincinnati Bengals. Zach Moss got put on IR. He has a neck issue that sounds actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like he might be out for quite a while.
Yeah.
Maybe a career type thing. They replaced him with Khalil Herbert. How do you like that for the Bengals?
Yeah, I like it because Khalil Herbert isn't great in pass protection, but he's a good in between the tackles runner.
I've heard he's pretty good in pass protection. I was reading about him today, but I guess we'll see.
Oh.
I tell you what, he won't get the field if he's not.
Conflicting reports on his pass
You know
protection.
who's not though is Chase Brown.
Yeah.
He's just because of his size.
And Herbert's been a good back. He's just been on a bad team. And then this year he got buried because they signed Swift, and Roschon Johnson's pretty good. So same like Baron Browning, just kind of there to finally prove that he's worth it. But he'll be in a split backfield though.
I was they're definitely gonna. I think Chase Brown is still running back 1. There, and I think they'll mix in Herbert. I actually think it'll be reversed too. I think Chase Brown is going to be your 1st and 2nd down back. I think Herbert becomes your 3rd down back because of he's a good pass catcher. Their screen game is atrocious, even with Chase Brown, awful. And so I think Khalil Herbert has excelled there in the past. And I think what I read is correct too about him being a very good pass protector. When you got Joe Burrow, that's what it's about. You got to protect the man, especially on 3rd down. I think weirdly enough, I think the smaller back will be the 1st and 2nd down back. But we'll see how it plays out. Just good for the Bengals for being buyers at the deadline.
Yeah, pretty low risk thing too.
Yeah, 7th round pick.
If Herbert doesn't work out, we just trade a 7th.
They kept Hendrickson. Please resign Hendrickson. Like, please.
Did he just have like 4
He had
sacks this
4
last
sacks
week?
on Sunday.
It's so funny.
Why not give him money? The Lions are just looking everywhere for a pass rusher.
You have one who's pretty good, and he's like, I don't know if I want to keep this guy.
God. The Panthers. Here we go. The Panthers are sending wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. If you don't know who that was. That former second round pick.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Second round pick last year. The reason you haven't heard of him is because he hasn't done a damn thing since being drafted into the NFL.
Also, he plays for Carolina.
And he plays for Carolina.
Yeah.
Dallas giving a 4th round pick. We'll get back a 7th in the deal. A lot of clowning on the Cowboys for this.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Look, they trade for Trey Lance for a 4th, and they traded for Jonathan Mingo for a 4th.
Yeah.
Not great.
Not to mention, we saw DeAndre Hopkins go for a 5th, a conditional 5th.
Cooper go for a 5th.
Yeah. And so it seems like an overpay. Let's wait and see. You never know. He has been playing for the Panthers, and we agree it is possible for a good receiver to be just invisible on the Panthers because their quarterback's been so bad. Trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but more than likely this is a massive overpay.
Yeah, you overpaid for a guy who's unproven. I guess the age kind of age really.
Jerry Jones mentioned that. Jerry Jones said he still has years on his contract. It's going to be cheap, and so he takes the cheap route here.
Yeah, Jerry Jones loves him some cheap labor.
And gets Jonathan Mingo. I haven't talked to many Cowboy fans, but I would bet that this is not the move that they were hoping the organization would make. No,
you're hoping in the year where Devontae is on the move. Yeah, we saw Hopkins on Monday night just absolutely tear it up. This is what the Cowboys do. It sucks.
Full disclosure, though, I still think maybe the biggest overpay might belong to the Eagles, giving up a third for Jahan Dotson, who hasn't done very much for the Eagles, and I don't think another receiver has gone for a third.
Yeah.
That's been the most expensive receiver move so far, and he hasn't done much.
It's always these first, second, or third round picks that just didn't make it on the first team, and someone believes that they can fix it. I don't think I've ever seen it work. Where you got a new team and they fixed them.
Pack Attack trading Preston Smith. Wow, sorry, game. Long-time Packer.
Yeah.
Preston Smith to the Steelers per source, getting a 7th-round pick back. Man, stuff was just on sale.
Shit, man. It was
Wasn't everyone buying?
Pass rusher for a set. Why didn't the Eagles go get him?
Broncos got all these guys.
From what I read, he just struggled to adapt to the 4-3. We've seen him play pretty well in a 3-4, and that's really the whole story, right?
Yeah, I mean he didn't survive the 4-3 too well. Came into camp this week or this year a little overweight. He's kind of known for that little gut he has, but he came into camp a little overweight. But yeah, he just didn't do well. Lucas Van Ness was just, outplaying him in every way. So it makes sense. The Packers did this last year with the cornerback. What's his name? Veteran quarterback.
Douglas.
Yes, we did this last year.
Douglas,
so
right, yeah.
Looks like Smith was the guy next.
How long was he a Packer? Sorry to put you on the spot.
5.5 years.
That's crazy. Long time Packer.
Seemed like a long. Yeah.
I would have loved the Eagles go get him.
He was a part of the Smith brothers when Zadarius was here.
We'll clarify, not actually brothers.
Yeah. What I love though is that the Steelers on Steelers side, they don't even need him. That's already an elite pass rush.
It was great for the Steelers. Yeah.
T.J. Watt, Hightower there. Now you add Preston Smith with Hayward with that front seven with that's Patrick Queen. It's
keeping your strength to strength.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't really. This is what good organizations do. Steelers just we're gonna take advantage of this opportunity with this guy who's 7th rounder. What's the risk here for a guy who could be
for a pass rusher?
And then I know it isn't knock on wood. Watts had a little bit of injury stuff a couple of years, so it's nice to have a nice backup, just break in case of a bird.
Yeah, you're not putting some average Joe out there.
Yeah, this guy is proven.
If Watt goes down now, they could potentially roll out Preston Smith, Alex Highsmith, and is it Alex Herbig?
Yeah,
their young pass rusher. That's a good group.
Yeah,
that could hold it down just in case the hopefully defensive MVP or Player of the Year goes down. But we'll see. Pittsburgh wasn't finished there. Pittsburgh also trading a 5th-round pick for Mike Williams in the least the most talked about trade that there was. How's it going?
Everyone was expecting.
It's like the
damn it.
It's like
shocking.
It's like an open secret that they're trying to go for a wideout.
And the worst kept secret.
Worst kept secret there.
Worst kept
secret. Mike Williams goes to Pittsburgh. He'd been openly recruited, I think by Najee Harris or someone. But I actually think this is a great fit. From what we see that their offense could be with Russell Wilson, they just want to throw it downfield, take deep shots, have a dominant running game. Mike Williams could do deep shots.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Wow. Yeah. No, he's kind of like, how do I say this? Like George Pickens is
he's
good.
He's a bigger Pickens.
Yeah, like in his prime. I know he's not in his prime now. In his prime, he was that George Pickens down the ball, 50-50 kind of guy.
Yep.
And to pair him with Pickens now with Russell Wilson, who's being aggressive this year and throwing it down the field. Yeah, this is a great fit and a much-needed fit because the Pittsburgh offense, you didn't want to it's doing that. Sorry. Okay. The Pittsburgh offense, you didn't want to get where you're just relying on one guy, Pickens, which is what they have right now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to, you kind of spread the wealth now.
I did see a lot of Steeler fans out there, though, because they have been just toyed with about different receivers that were going to go there. Ayuk, Devontae Adams. Yeah. All sorts of receivers that were rumored to go there, and they ended up with Mike Williams. Not exactly what you want, but I think could be a value. Not terrible. Someone I think that they'll be able to use.
It's better than getting OBJ. You rather get Mike Williams or getting some guy off the street.
For sure.
Yeah.
little Packer theme here. Zadarius Smith, former Packer. Browns are trading him to the Lions for actually doing the compensation here. Oh, yeah, here you go. A fifth and a sixth, a seventh, going back to Detroit. I mean, just cheap pass rushers out here. But Zadarius Smith has 5 sacks on the season, 65 in career. He's had a nice career kind of to help the bleeding with Hutch out. Not enough, I don't think. I wish they would have done
There's no enough for Hutchinson.
I mean, maybe like we mentioned, though, like if you're going to get this kind of guy, maybe get multiple.
Yeah, I would like to see them get, Browning or one of the guys.
Why not reunite the Smith brothers? Well, I guess you're not going to go from the Packers to the
I guess Preston Smith,
Lions.
too. He has another Smith there, so.
No, but you wouldn't go from the Packers to the Lions. Like the Packers wouldn't trade the Lions a pass rusher.
Well, he went to the Vikings.
Did they trade him to the Vikings?
I'm blanking out if they did or not.
No,
I forget.
I can't imagine.
I don't think
He's
so.
literally collecting like
Knowing Gunter, I just don't think.
Gunt is quick on his feet. He's not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's
Gunt has a high IQ.
yeah. You're not doing it to Gunter.
Yeah, come on,
you're out of your mind.
come on. Don't fuck on Gunter's name.
But yeah, I don't. I don't think it's enough, but I think it helps for sure.
Yeah.
To have him there, and that they're just gonna roll with what they have.
Yeah. It's. I mean, how you not trust the Lions? Just like they'll make it work. They're the Lions.
Is it just me, or like was there some disappointment across the league that Myles Garrett or some of those bigger pass rush names were?
I was a little disappointed. Although we did talk about last show, like realistically, these are the kind of pass rushers that are going to move.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett. I mean, Montez Sweat moving last year is so rare.
Yeah.
And he's not
Chase
even at
Young
the level.
moving was rare too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all those names.
I guess I'm talking about more like the situations of these teams. Like you look at the Browns, you look at the Raiders, you look at. You even look at the Cowboys. I know their name wasn't mentioned there, but like the teams I feel are much worse in a spot this year than they were last year. So how come these names didn't move?
Yeah, I don't think there's any real true sellers. Maybe the Panthers, maybe the Browns a little bit, but no one really had a fire sale.
Yeah.
And people just kind of cherry picked guys.
Except for these guys.
who's
5th,
that?
6th, 7th, all these guys went.
No, I'm saying, but no one, like even the Browns didn't just unload because they had a lot of veteran contracts they could have tried to unload. No one really had a true fire sale. Some people moved some veterans. That's about it. The Browns ended up moving 2 veterans, Amari Cooper and Zadarius Smith. I think they get back like a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, something like that. The Saints trading 4-time Pro Bowl cornerback Marshon Lattimore to the Commanders.
Whoa.
This is a big trade.
This is a huge one.
Washington gets Lattimore and a 5th-round pick. New Orleans gets back a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th back from the John Ridgeway trade, whoever the hell that is. But a decent return.
Yeah.
But a very, very good player going to the Commanders here.
Yeah, this is good. This is what you need to do when you found your quarterback. Look what the Texans did last year. Like they got Diggs, they got guys like quickly to make sure that they capitalize on this. And now the Commanders just kind of copying them. Lattimore is a good cornerback. They did not have anyone in a secondary anywhere near Lattimore.
No.
So I think he now raises the level of. And also, he has a dog in him. So you want someone like that. So he's a proven guy, controllable contract now. And on the playoff run, he's not bad. And you have A.J. Brown, in like that division. So you have to guard him. So,
let's be fair. He's not touching A.J. Brown, but he's nice, though. To me, he's Jair Alexander just has been playing for a bad team.
Yeah.
I think they're the same guy, same talent level, big game cornerbacks for sure. Guys who want the number 1 receiver on the other side.
Yeah.
Just dogs, like you said. I think it's great for the Commanders. I think where they are as an organization is so refreshing to know that can happen this fast. They draft Jaden Daniels. Now a report came out last week that veterans were asking to get traded there to Washington. That's wild to think about. And also, they're fleecing some people here. The 3rd that they picked was their extra 3rd because they flipped the 3rd for Jahan Dotson. And so now they basically turned Jahan Dotson into Marshon Lattimore.
That's some good GMing.
Really, really good.
Yeah, this is
Adam Peters,
handsome man. This is such I love this move. It's not enough to sway me like they're actually going to win the Super Bowl, but it's enough to sway me to where it's like they can make some noise and they can be like competitive in the playoffs. And if something goes wrong or right,
I think they're far good.
I was just going to kind of build on the way and just said it's not so much that you think they're going to win the Super Bowl now. It's that you put more trust.
Yeah.
You just got a quarterback. Your franchise is moving in the right direction. The next step is I want to see, are you going to handle it maturely now? This is a mature move right here.
And I like how some of these teams are, like the Commanders, I think they know themselves. Like, we're not making a playoff run. But I like how some of these teams are starting to use free agency the way the Bears did last year as kind of a early start to free agency in the offseason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're gonna add people in the offseason, but if we can steal a couple guys during the trade deadline,
Why not?
For the future, let's do that. Like Marshon Lattimore, someone he'll sign this year for a long-term contract. They'll be one of the pillars to build around. I think they are. If they have a massive offseason, then I think they're a thing next year. But I think right now, about 2 years away from being a real player in the NFC.
Yeah, remember they lost Allen too, their star interior defensive lineman.
Yeah,
so
Allen.
He comes back next year. You have him maybe and like you said, if you're a good team with a cheap quarterback, you can pay guys to come there, and guys want to go there. So maybe you sign an edge rusher, you sign another cornerback, you draft a high end linebacker, and you all of a sudden you make a good defense under head coach Dan Quinn. So now you're kind of building. Like you could see it now, and now it's great. It's exciting news.
The summer after grabbing your young quarterback is always the most fun.
Yeah,
because then they start adding. All right, they start adding the pieces around it
because you can afford it.
And it's a lot of fun. So I'd assume that this offseason the Commanders are going to spend some money. That they're going to want guys to go there because of Jaden Daniels, and I think they're going to be one of the sexy sleeper picks next year. I still think they'd probably be a year away after that, but they're getting close, man.
Yeah, good for them. And Allen, when was the last time that Washington was good?
Very long time.
Long time.
They're still going to lose the Eagles in a couple weeks. Okay, Schefter gives a quick little recap. I want you guys both to give me a letter grade quickly. No minuses, no pluses, just A, B, or C, or D, or F for each of these guys. We'll start with Angel and go to Gabe, okay? Marshon Lattimore.
A.
Solid
Yeah,
A.
I agree with you. It's an A. Devontae Adams to the Jets.
A-ish.
B.
I think B could be an A. Let's see how this thing plans out. DeAndre Hopkins.
A.
God.
A.
Solid
2 touchdowns.
God.
7 catches, I think 70-some yards. Like
We'll talk about the Chiefs later, but God.
Also kind of changing his game to a little more of a possession guy now.
Yeah.
So for
which he's totally capable of.
some of you fantasy owners, he got scored.
He could do everything, man. God, what a talent!
Yeah. Cooper to the Bills.
Mark Cooper. B.
Same thing with the Devontae thing.
B could be an A.
Could be A.
I feel like we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen the breakout game.
He hasn't played 50% of the snaps yet. He was inactive last week with the wrist injury.
I think Hopkins to the Chiefs put some there's some pressure there now.
Deontay Johnson to the Ravens.
A. Cherry on top guy. I love it. You don't even need him. Your offense is already rolling, and you're just adding Don Johnson for nothing.
How much is he going to affect? Like,
I want to see how much he moves the needle.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not so much about Deontay Johnson. I don't know if adding more weapons. It's like, does Lamar Jackson have the capacity as a thrower
to support that?
Just to to support that.
It's just better to have him out there than Rashad Bateman.
It is, but I'm saying does it matter really? Because can Lamar Jackson maximize either of those guys? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely more talent in your team.
I'll say
you have a better wide receiver room. You have insurance if Zay Flowers goes down. It definitely helps you. I won't give it an A unless I know this just really propelled them. To me, it's a nice insurance by Zay Flowers, but I don't know if Lamar Jackson can maximize all of it. But I guess we'll see. Yeah, and we're gonna see because they're gonna play some big games here. Mike Williams to the Steelers.
B.
Let's do this together. Preston Smith and Mike Williams both to the Steelers.
B.
Yeah, that's a B.
This is an A to me.
It's solid.
There's an A to me because we talked about how we love fortifying the pass rusher spot. I love that as well. And they need a receiver so bad. And I think because of the fit, Mike Williams will be able to do some good things there. Let's see how fast he gets back to old Mike Williams after that ACL injury. Zadarius Smith to the Lions.
A. They needed it in the worst way.
Same, they needed it.
Yeah, as far as the need, yeah.
Just to be able to get someone. Not going to talk about Khalil Davis. Let's talk about Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys.
D. Unproven guy. Yeah. You overpaid as of right now. D.
It has to be. With Dak probably going to miss a couple games here. Probably not going to even get to see the real version of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
D.
D, yeah, for sure. Cam Robinson to the Vikings.
A.
That's a big move.
A.
Left tackle, startable right away. Yeah. A.
Tre Davious White to the Ravens. C. Depth. He's not as good as he's not Tre Davious White anymore.
It's a C.
What do you think, Gabe?
C. All right, now I'll go with Angel.
Khalil Herbert to the Bengals.
I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B
just because they're going to use him so much right away.
I mean, the passing game is starting to come alive there. So why not just add to the running back room and see what you can do?
I think looking back, if they make a playoff push here, we're going to be like, okay, that they really needed to do that. I guess we'll see.
There's some depth there.
I'll give it a C.
Yeah.
Chase Brown's good. I like Chase Brown a lot. But their offensive coordinator and their head coach came out all this week saying we need another running back. So it could be a B.
Yeah, they've had him for a year and a half now, and they just don't want to give him the full load. I think probably because of size and pass protection.
Yeah.
I think they wanted two-back system, Zach Moss. They signed Zach Moss after having Chase Brown for a whole year, but we'll see. Ernest Jones to the Seahawks.
That's a B. I like Ernest Jones a lot.
Nice one.
Even that defense, I don't know if that's good, if that defense is good or not.
Yeah, a couple smaller moves. It was a decent trade deadline. I think if you factor in the receivers who moved early, it was a fun one. And not the biggest moves didn't get moved, but I think some contenders got better, and I think there's some scary ones out there.
Overall, though, the trades, just look at the overall trades. You got Devontae, you got Hopkins. It was a good trade, just the deadline was just not that fun.
Overreaction or not, after the Monday Night Football game, DeAndre Hopkins, see what he posted? He posted a picture of Tom Brady and Randy Moss, when, of course, they paired up after Randy's long career. Many people thought, well, he's kind of on the back end of the career, not going to do much anymore. He teams up with Brady, has that huge season. What do you think?
I don't think it's an overreact. I'm not saying they're the same, but the situation's the same. Great quarterback, a good receiver once upon a time, probably the best in the league. Shows out his first game there.
Yeah, Hopkins has had this confidence forever. This is just Hopkins being Hopkins. I love it. I think it's for Chiefs fans to see a guy who's like at his level, even at this age, he's better than most wideouts in the league.
And they're only going to get better too.
And they're only going to get better because they haven't gotten like Pacheco back. He's had another element to that offense.
And Hunt is running well.
But the comp to Randy Moss, that's a little much.
You ain't Randy Moss.
I think it was more the situation. It's like the receiver that was great once upon a time.
We're forgetting.
I guarantee he thinks he's as good as Randy Moss.
Yeah,
he probably does actually.
I guarantee.
I mean, he's not. He's very close, but he's not. That's Randy Moss.
And is Mahomes Tom Brady? I guess we'll see.
That's people debate.
Mahomes is more Brady than Hopkins is more Moss.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'd rather compare Brady to Mahomes than Moss to Hopkins.
That is the trade deadline recap. It was a fun one. Let's take a quick break. We come back. We're going to get into Angels Heavenly Top 10 and then wrap up the show. Be right back. We're going to guess who they're going to vote for. First up, we have the reigning MVP himself, Lamar Jackson. To me, he can go either way.
I've been to Baltimore. Very urban.
How does that make me want to?
What about it seems urban?
We have Harrison Butker.
I already know.
Al Michaels.
Old school guy like that? Oh, yeah.
Real.
This guy eats steak and milk at halftime. He has to. It's a Trump guy if I've ever seen one.
Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah. Kamala. He's dating a Hollywood.
I think he's just going to be a pushover here.
Are you mad at him?
No.
Vikings quarterback Will Levis.
He would be the one that would mess up the ballot and accidentally vote for someone else.
He's like, oh, crap! Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield.
He's a total Trump.
He's the Trump quarterback. Cowboys legend Michael Sam.
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala, next question.
Angels Heavenly 10.
Not that you have a great voice, Gabe. You really do. But I feel like AJ's really nailed that.
Nah, Gabe, you have a good voice too. But yeah, AJ's pretty.
You told me to fill in for
exactly what I said.
God.
God.
Say it more nicely with a kinder heart.
Angel, sometimes he just wants to disagree. Like, there was no disagreement there.
No.
No. You have a nice voice, Gabe.
No, this is an apple. No, that's a green apple. That's not the same.
Okay, into the Angels Heavenly Top 10. Let's start at number 10. The Steelers 6-2. Russ at the helm. They're winning games. Can't say anything. Russ look good. Defenses look good. Najee Harris looks really good.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith is throwing the ball.
They're kind of just recreating the old Seattle team with.
That was abrupt.
That's abrupt.
It stops abruptly. Like, I'm sorry.
With a good run game, play action, and a strong defense. So
look good, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Texans still in top 10.
They're falling. Last time they were in 7. They're at 9 now. It's the offensive line scares the crap out of me.
I hate you so much. Eagles were out of the top 10 because they didn't have A.J. Brown for 1 week.
Texans are good.
Packers are out of the top.
Good God.
Well, as of right now,
They haven't had Nico Collins for multiple weeks. C.J. Stroud has looked bad without him.
Diggs just went down.
Jeez. And yet here they are, holding firm, top 10.
yeah, Nico Collins will come. Hopefully, comes back this week. Will change it, but they need to. In the offseason, the offensive line is not good enough. At this point, I'm not marking them in the AFC title game because the offensive line is bad.
Yeah, they need to fix that.
It's a problem.
It's a major problem. It's going to cost them in the playoffs. They didn't add to it.
Nope.
It's a big problem, and you can't really. It's Joe Burrow all over again.
Exactly. Exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's a talented offense, but the line will just hold it back forever. And this year, unless they get hot, I don't see them fix. It's hard to fix it without a trade or it's the same guys.
Packers at 6-3 at number 8.
Yeah, they've fallen a little bit. Like I said last show, I don't like what they're doing with Jordan Love. He's not playing well, and he's hurt, and they're just insisting on putting him out there. It's a bye week now, so they need it, but they should have put him on IR. They need to have some. He's not like 100%, and it's showing.
Yeah, and they had insult to injury. They lost. So it's
to
like
the Lions.
You played them in the rain, and you still lost anyway when you could have rested them. It's just bad move by LaFleur. I think.
A bigger loss too because it was the home game against the Lions. Now you got to beat them in Detroit.
Yep. And let's stop with the Jared Goff can't play outside.
Stop with that. He's good. He's a good quarterback. Stop with that.
I hate when.
He's a
okay, guys. He's played football outside his whole life.
Just because he plays man now doesn't mean he's like doesn't know how to play in the.
Oh no!
What is this weather?
What is sun?
Yeah, it's so dumb, so dumb.
The Commanders 7-2, number 7.
Yeah, they're like in like a own tier because they're not good enough for the top 7 or top 5, but they're not as like. They've gotten better each week, but they're hard to.
They're kind of where the Texans were last year, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to gauge them. They have a good, talented quarterback.
Talented quarterback, and they don't.
Not a great team.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, it's like you believe in like the success, but not the playoff success. That's the problem.
They should have added a weapon.
Terry's great, but having Zach Ertz be your second read and having Noah Brown be your third read,
tough,
not great.
Also, don't love Jaden. What that is making Jaden Daniels do more, and that's run and take a lot of hits.
Exactly.
Hopefully he stays
But they're a
healthy.
good team, and Lattimore helps them out a lot.
Sam Darnold and the Vikings at number 6, 6-2. They've been up and down this list. Why do you have them at 6 now?
I'm losing faith in Sir Darnold.
Why?
I don't know. I think I'm still seeing Sam Darnold.
Yes.
And it's mainly because of the teams above them are playing so well. Like 1 through 5 is very, very good rosters. Darnold he's playing well. I don't know. I think Terrell is on this train. I think I'm kind of joining him where
he got to you.
I'm seeing the bubble. I can see the bubble just pop.
Last 3 games, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Threw for 259, 240. Last week, 290, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean,
but like I said, this is more.
Well.
This is more just like the top 5 is so strong right now that I'm like I don't know who I take him over.
That defense still looks really good.
Look at the top 5.
I think it's more to like all the quarterbacks that are behind him. I think you would take all them above Sam.
Yeah. Look at the quarterbacks above Sam Darnold. I'll take all of them over.
I feel
over
like
Sam.
this is the career arc of not career arc, but this is the same Kirk Cousins debate all over again.
No,
you don't see him in that light. I think just because of how his career has gone so far, you're never gonna see him in the same light just because he already has the stigma.
Yeah, I guess he's got to prove it in the playoffs for me with his team.
Eagles 6-2 at number 5.
Talented roster, and it's finally healthy. And this is what happens.
I'm sorry, no, Eagles are better than 5. I don't mind them being at 5 because they've had that slow work back up your list after losing A.J. Brown. Even though they're on like a 3-game winning streak ever since the bye.
Well, they just lost A.J. Brown again, so
we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, they
might be trending down.
They said not a serious injury, so
yeah,
week to week. So we'll see. But Jalen Hurts is playing really well.
That's why
he's playing really, really well since the bye. 12 touchdowns, no turnovers at all. No turnovers in the last 3 games.
That's big for him.
Yeah. That's really, really good. Saquon looks incredible, and more importantly, Fangio I think is dialed in now with this defense.
That defense is good. And if you put the last 3 weeks up to the last of the Eagles defense up to the last 3 weeks of Minnesota, it probably would be pretty similar because the Eagles defense are finally rolling. That's why I put them over the Vikings. I'm like. Now it's getting similar. Now I'm just picking offenses. I'll pick the offense with the better quarterback, and that's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
People are gonna hate that. Say Jalen Hurts is better than Sam Darnold, but it's
why?
True. No, because because Sam Darnold's the hotness now. But no, Jalen Hurts when he's not turning the ball is
people are crazy about Jalen Hurts. People think Jaden Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, the man who went toe to toe in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes, just like that. You know, just people crap all over the guy because he's not a traditional quarterback. You know what? I'm glad he just said, screw you guys. I'm going to be who I am. He's rushing the ball now.
I
He's
do wish-
running with conviction.
I think it was just more the turnovers that he had. Like last year, that turnover thing definitely didn't help him.
Yeah.
I do wish he looked happy about it. I wish he'd smile.
That's the other thing. That's what I'm saying. People want him to be a certain type of guy. He's a stoic, serious-minded.
Cool, sexy guy.
It's just shut up and let him be Jalen Hurts because he's probably better than your quarterback.
Yeah,
to be honest.
it's every Bonix.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also love what Fangio's doing.
Fangio's.
I think he found his players. He found how to use them. Cooper DeJean
Coop.
and Quinyon Mitchell.
They
look so good. I'm waiting to bring it up still. But Quinyon Mitchell is on one of those runs where he's shutting down every receiver he's going against. Like, he is, I think, one of the best-kept secrets in the NFL. Because no one's talking about Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Nobody. And I'm telling you, he's balling out. Cooper DeJean looks really good as well. And those JoJo boys up front finally starting to hit home. Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, those guys looking good. N'Kobe Dean with the game-sealing interception last week. Feeling good about my Eagles, baby.
Yeah, Eagles looking good, healthy.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we going on.
My bad. Bills at number 4 at 7-2. They look great.
Bills look great. They have a little problem with playing to the competition, but they win those games. So, like, it's just kind of they're kind of like the Chiefs, like a look. It's tier below the Chiefs. The Chiefs play, I think Chiefs kind of play to the level of their competition too.
Definitely.
But they end up winning. But the Bills are like a little tier under there, but Bills are good. And Mark Cooper didn't even play last week, and they were just fine.
Yeah, Cooper still, has to be worked.
That's just a good team.
Did you see Mike Edwards asked for his release and got released from the Bills because he actually wasn't playing or whatever? Wasn't he? He was pretty good a couple years ago.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want a free ring. They might win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he didn't get picked up right away, so I guess we'll see where he lands.
Shout out to Mike Edwards. Great business choice, dude.
Bills at number 4. Ravens at number 3, 6-3. Derrick Henry, hold on. Yep, just scored another touchdown.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry looks great.
They're just. I was expecting big things from Derrick Henry. Not this. He might run for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns
He's gonna have the best season of his career.
at age 29.
Yeah, and
Good
he
for
doesn't
him.
look like he's slowing down.
Yeah, it's just the perfect match. Ravens have been looking for this running back for years.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry has been on a bad team for years, and they just met each other, and it's just one of those.
They just got Deontay Johnson. They're getting Keaton Mitchell back like this week. I mean, this offense, what it could be is incredible.
Yeah, it's great to see. It's just now you hope maybe this will turn the tide in the playoffs. They've had some playoff woes, Lamar Jackson, everyone. But now you have Derrick Henry, where if you're not playing well quarterback-wise, just run the ball, dude.
Well, okay, let me say this, though. I think the questions I had about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, I still have them.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, you still have them.
And you're going to have them until the playoffs.
Because they did it last year.
And the biggest one is when we come to the playoffs, and even the great Derrick Henry can't run against a 9-man box or whatever.
Yeah.
When they stack the box and shut down the run, or make it so the run isn't dominant and Derrick Henry isn't ripping off 70-yard, whatever. Can Lamar Jackson beat you with his arm consistently? Can he convert on third downs? Can he convert in the red zone? Can he do it in the playoffs against the best teams? I'm not believing the Ravens are like the Super Bowl favorites until I see that in the playoffs still.
Yeah, that's his one flaw. He's a great career, Hall of Fame career so far.
Yeah.
Doing the playoffs.
He was the MVP last year. They're the best team in the league last year. We've seen this before.
Yeah. You're hoping this year that Derrick Henry is just enough to turn the tides here.
Lions at number 2, 7-1. They look great.
Lions it's hard. I was debating, it's hard not putting them at 1 with the Chiefs keep winning. It's just, the Lions are good. They're like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
They could do good, and Amon will catch 2 catches for 8 yards, or they lost Jameson Williams for 2 games. Doesn't fucking matter. They still won by a lot. They beat the Packers in Lambeau. They're just a phenomenal team. Running game's great. Defense is aggressive now, but still just the same. Lions are freaking here.
Barring major injury, the road to the NFC, the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
You're going to have to beat Detroit at home.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they've already had a big injury like this year, and the narrative is still the same.
Imagine if they had Hutchinson. God.
They've kind of changed their philosophy since the Hutchinson thing. They're now like one of the leaders in blitzing now. They're blitzing like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
To make up for
crazy.
it. And I want to see how that goes against really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Not that Love isn't. Love is obviously hobbled. But I'm saying,
Love was
the
hurt.
best quarterbacks will make you pay for blitzing.
Yeah.
That's Mahomes' whole MO.
I mean, if you go against, just teams on here, the Eagles with Philly with A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith,
Yep.
Saquon Barkley, I'm like, good luck blitzing against those guys because those guys are all good yak guys, all can make huge plays. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Have we had Lions-Vikings yet?
No.
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 That's a big good one.
The NFC,
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, we did.
Hold on. I think we have actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
weeks
we
ago.
did
2
have
weeks
that. We
ago
did
we
have
had
that was game of the week.
That was the first one without Hutchinson.
And that was the one where the Vikings lost
Yeah.
because Sam Darnold.
Is that where Darrisaw went down?
No, Darrisaw went down on Thursday night.
So what NFC North game have you not had yet?
We haven't had Packers and Bears. That's coming up next week.
Bears are really getting exposed.
Bears are just they're kind of fugazi.
They're
Yeah,
not there
that game, the Lions had won 31-29, so it definitely was a shootout in Minnesota too. So the Lions, you want to talk about the Lions just being a resilient team, stole another game, a divisional game that was on the road.
They're just good. They're good. They're bought into
top
Dan
team.
Campbell. They're bought into everything there.
And at number 1, Chiefs 8-0. Just keep winning. They found a new way to win Monday night.
They're just doing it. They just do it. We thought Mahomes tore his ACL, came back, won it in overtime.
A little tweak
A little bit of drama.
a little tweak of the ankle.
I
He got helped off the field, like, bro.
That's kind of I was like, oh man, it's bad, and then he's jogging on the sideline.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
Real Paul Pierce of
I
him.
was really excited for Carson.
Carson was ready to go. Carson Wentz was.
He was gonna get to be Nick Foles.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
this is-
Carson was like, oh, this is what it was like.
Yep.
This is my moment. This is my
exhilarating.
team now. Yeah.
No wonder he won.
But thank God we didn't have that experience because Mahomes came back, won it in overtime. Hopkins looks great. Defense is still great. They just win. And Pacheco comes back at some point this season.
I don't think he's coming back.
I think he is going to. Whatever. Either way, they're still good. This is how good they are. They can put anybody back there. Anyone in a
Hunt
wideout.
looks good.
I think it's crazy how they were undefeated, but like before this game, this Monday night game, we could all agree they got better as a team, overall. Hunt's running a whole lot better. We saw what Hopkins can do. You see what Mahomes can do with just a lot of good talent around him. I think the Chiefs got even more better, and they're already a undefeated team before.
Okay, real quick update. Isaiah Pacheco targeting late November return. So as of maybe.
But I thought I saw something from Andy Reid where he's not at all committal to this. I don't know. I think jury's still out with Isaiah Pacheco. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it, because
Well, this is
when a team is so not there yet. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Rappaport, Isaiah Pacheco expected to resume practice in 2 to 3 weeks. Honestly, I would just save him for the playoffs. You can get by with Hunt.
I don't know if you're much better. Kareem Hunt's as good as Pacheco was. Are you better with Pacheco?
Yeah, I would take Pacheco. Yeah, but Pacheco.
The production's the same.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if you're getting better with Pacheco. I think you definitely got better with Hopkins, though.
yeah. Hopkins is just a godsend, and that's just they fit perfectly. He's running the Rashee Rice spots, but he could. Rashee Rice is very limited wideout. Hopkins is not limited at all in any route tree. He can go to everything.
Yeah, the only thing Hopkins doesn't give you, I noticed yesterday, is yak.
Yeah,
There's no yards after carry. Where he catches it is most likely where he's going to go down. He might try a spin move or something.
very
but
slow one.
You still don't have that in Rashee Rice, but I think Mahomes is going to know how to maximize
That's
the guy.
Mahomes' thing. He can maximize the guy.
Real quick, would you guys have put Lions over Chiefs? Just that was my debate.
No, they keep winning. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough
If
one.
they played each other, I'd be like, nope. Chiefs probably find a way to win. I don't know.
Would you put Lions over the Chiefs as number one team in the NFL?
Oh man, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's
Lions
tough
play
because
really good.
I think the Lions kind of have that personality too, where we could find a way to beat you, whether it's at your place or you're better than us in this area. We'll find a way.
Yeah.
I think Chiefs have just mastered that.
Yeah.
Who's just outside of your top 10?
Yeah, just outside it is the Falcons. They're forever outside the top 10. They're always in and then out, in and out.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers are good. Texans losing the game. I can't justify another Texans thing. And then the
Texans
Chargers
could get blown
Look,
out next week. Might be number 10.
The Chargers, they're coming. Good defense. They're throwing the ball a lot more now. They run the ball well all year. Now they're throwing the ball more.
Yeah.
It's coming together. They're not even supposed to be here because they traded everybody. But they're good. Harbaugh has these guys playing tough. They might sneak into the top 10. They're a good
We'll
team.
always remember this year as the year of the throwback. J.K. Dobbins balling out.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt back on the Chiefs balling out.
Derrick Henry leading the league.
Derrick Henry. Saquon's backwards hurdling people.
DeAndre Hopkins is doing his
DeAndre
thing.
Hopkins.
Aaron Rodgers,
Mark Cooper. And
Mark Cooper.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams back together.
It's just
running back.
it's just a testament to these guys staying healthy over all these. And sometimes most of these guys were in bad situations for most of their careers.
True.
Hopkins, Henry on the same team. Coincidentally.
Yeah.
Even Sam Darnold, that's kind of up in the air. Whether, was he just on a bad team this
It's
whole
just
time?
a lot of these guys. Now you're kind of thinking it's just opportunity. It's different playing snaps on the Jets and it is playing snaps on the Minnesota Vikings. It's just different. You're seeing Sam Darnold.
And you were saying if the Texans lose again, it'll be hard to justify them being on this list, right?
It's tough, yeah.
Guess what they have on Sunday?
Yeah, they have the
Lions.
freaking Lions.
The Lions. But it's
So-
in Houston.
If they play them competitively, I don't know if you kill them. If they look good,
Yeah.
I don't know if you kill them. Lions might be the best team in the league. But it depends to me how they look.
If Nico's back, it's different. But that line, I'm just worried. But that line was we saw it get the Jets, and I picked the Jets. No, I had picked the Texans, but it got exposed. And if you don't think every other team saw that and is going to replicate what the Jets did, you're crazy. Like they want to get at Stroud. I'm hoping Stroud stays healthy.
One more thing before we go, I want to talk about number one. Give a shout out to a certain quarterback who's blowing my mind every week now. And
Bo Nix.
No,
Hold on. I actually want to guess.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, okay.
Baker Mayfield is playing his ass off. He's playing the best football of his career. He looks really good. He looks confident, in control. He looks like a number